Okay, this is part two. Sorry, I'm recording these things on my phone. And so if I get a phone call or something, it kind of stops the recording. And so that's why sometimes you may hear these recordings and see that, it stops in the middle of my sentence. And so that's just because I get a phone call or something while I'm recording this. And so the recording automatically stops. In general, most times I don't get a phone call, but many times I might get a spam call or something. But anyway, I wanted to talk about how in the Millennium, I think we can see more and more advanced technology. I think this type of stuff, as far as transportation, as far as lightening our workload, I think can be very helpful, because we have more and more cool things to look forward to. Just to put it bluntly, is that, sometimes I think we can get so caught up in the mundane parts of life where we're like, hey, I'm wanting more, but I think that God can give us more, and that's one motivation for us to live for Jesus, is because of the wonderful things that He has in store for us. Just because, that's what the Bible literally says. It says that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, and is not entered into the heart of man what God has planned for those who love Him. But it does go on to say that the Spirit has revealed them to us. And one of the things I think the Spirit can do in revealing them to us, because sometimes we wonder, okay, what are those things? I think it's in some of the movies, surprisingly, I think it's in some of the movies and the technology that comes out that, I don't know if it's always the Spirit, but I think it's sometimes revealed what the future of, humans can look like, because of the different ideas that I think God places on people's hearts, both believers and unbelievers. And I think we can sometimes view how great life can be, and especially some sort of futuristic type of movie or different things like that. Now, obviously, many movies are mixed in with sin and different things like that, but I won't, really go too deep into that. But anyway, space travel. I think there could be space travel during the 1,000-year reign of Christ. I think we're going to see a lot of wonderful things during the Millennium. Now, I still believe that there is a Millennium. If you're looking for, kind of a teaching on the Millennium, you can't find too much out there, maybe on YouTube, but I highly recommend, if you want to drop maybe $15 or $20, I don't remember the exact price, but on perrystone.org, I think it's perrystone.com, but I think it's .org. His website, if you look under the shop category, you can find his teaching on the Millennium. And then also it's in his Revelation series, the longer one, not the Apocalypse Made Easy, but the other one that he has on the book of Revelation. And he has a section talking about the Millennium. And so those, I think, are really convincing to understand that there is a Millennium. Now, I think that there are Christians who, of course, could be going to heaven, are going to heaven, but they don't necessarily believe that Jesus is going to reign in the future for 1,000 years. Some believe that Jesus is going to come back and then immediately make a new heavens and a new earth. I know that God said that He's going to do a quick work on the earth, but we know that it's been 2,000 years, since Jesus has walked the earth. And so I could imagine, especially when you look at the whole 7,000 year teachings that you can see out there, where God has a prophetic year of about 7,000 years before He makes a new heavens and a new earth. We're in the year 6,000, and so it kind of makes sense that there could be 1,000 years left to go before the new heavens and the new earth. Now, I do believe that we can be raptured before that, and I think there's a rapture, and I think I just agree with teachers like Perry Stone, like Bob Yandian, like um, like Tipping Point, Jimmy Evans. Some of those teachings I think are pretty solid, and I don't tend to believe like the Seventh-day Adventists or the Jehovah's Witnesses teach, because I think a lot of their teaching doesn't really line up with the Bible, even though I do think that many of them are probably on their way to heaven. I just think that, some of their teaching is a little bit off, and it doesn't, when you get into analogy and, different things like that, you have no footing, you have no foundation when you start to analyze everything and say that what you want to say in regards to the Bible, and you get away from the plain sense of Scripture, and you start to get into things that only that teacher can understand, and they're just trying to explain it to us. And so anyway, thanks so much. This is a shorter type of Millennium talk, but maybe I can circle around on this teaching. Again, check out the Perry Stone Millennium teaching. It's about a 2-hour teaching. And then he has one that's, the whole Revelation series, I think, is about, I want to say 8 or 10 hours that I highly recommend. I thought it was probably one of the best teachings that I've seen on Revelation. I think it's really worth the money because he just spends so much time on going into details and answering common questions. And so I think the Bible Project's teaching on the Revelation is decent. They go to more of an analogy about the tribulation, but I think Jesus, he said in plain language that there's a time coming that no flesh would survive. He said that the tribulation would be a time unlike anything in history and unlike anything in the future. And so, especially, that's true that there's a tribulation when even scoffers say that, things have been going on just like any other time in history when they look at the signs of the times. And so even from their language, we know that that doesn't align up with what Jesus said about how during the tribulation there will be a time unlike any other. And so I think there's still a tribulation that's going to happen in the future, and I think it really lines up with more of a literal interpretation of Revelation. So I highly recommend sticking with that, just because I think we can go crazy a little bit, starting to wonder, maybe, I'm wrong about the book of Revelation, or it's not in the future, or maybe I have to look at the different analogies or different things like that. And so check out some of those teachers that I recommend, just because, I think it's helpful. Okay, thanks so much, and I will talk to you on the next one. See ya.